Hey guys, welcome back to 𝘿𝐿𝐼𝙚𝓻𝓐𝓏. Today we have Nidakoigo the Cloud9 featuring our new Castform from Brilliant Stars. So this is a common card with a 1 energy attack, Hurricane for 30 damage, plus you get to move a basic energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench. So we're using this attack with our Evolving Skies Ludicolo and Choice Belt to boost the amount of damage we get to do. We're also playing our other basic colorless attackers, Farfetch'd and Kangaskhan to help us collect the knockout. So Kangaskhan does rally back for 120 damage if one of your Pokemon gets knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack. So any of your Pokemon, even if it's on the bench or the exit spot, as long as your opponent kills one of your Pokemon with damage, you get to do 120 damage with your rally back, plus 30 more and 20 more if you have powerful energy. We are playing 1 copy, powerful, and 3 choice belt in this deck. So this is a 2-hit KO deck unless you're lucky enough to pull off more than 1 stage 2 evolution with this ability. So this ability does stack. That means if you evolve 2 Ludicolos from your hand in a single turn, you can actually do 200 more damage with your basic Pokemon's attacks. We have a lot of ways of playing our Ludicolo for this deck, so it's not too impossible to pull off 2 evolution or at least 1 every single turn. So we have 4 Lotad, 3 Ludicolo, and 3 Lombre with the top entry ability, which allows you to put this card directly onto your bench if you drew this Pokemon from the top deck at the beginning of your turn. So this ability actually allows you to skip that stage 1 evolution, preparing for the damage boost with your enthusiastic dance on the next turn. So we have a lot of setup cards to make sure we get to bench as many Lotads as we can, pull off a few top entries so that we get to evolve as many Ludicolo consecutively as well. If we can't pull off more than 1, that's fine. At least we get to do every single turn in enthusiastic dance ability. If we get to boost harder damage every single turn, that would be grand. We actually have 2 Scuba Net as well to recycle the ability. We're playing 2 level balls, 4 quick ball, and 1 capture for our basics. So quick ball actually work for a Kangaskhan, but we can actually summon all other basics and our Lombre as well with our level ball. So I actually recommend playing 3 copies instead of both level ball and quick ball in this deck, just to make it more consistent. Just because we're only playing 1 copy of Kangaskhan, we actually had initially 2 copies in this deck, but now I swapped to only 1, just because we want to be attacking with Castform first for that 1 energy attack to help us attack fast and do high damage with Ludicolo. Then we can think about collecting the knockout later. We also have 3 evolution incense, 1 ultra ball, and 4 rare candies for our Ludicolo. And we also have our regular supporter cards for a 1 price deck, 2 Bruno, 2 Cynthia, 3 Marnies, 1 Research, 1 Shauna, 1 Karina, 1 Birdkeeper, and 1 Copycat. We also have 2 Raihan to help us satisfy the twin energy cost for both Farfetch'd and Kangaskhan, or even Ludicolo to attack. So Ludicolo can do Waste Splash 1 in 20. We have that extra attack available to us just because we are playing water type energy for this deck, but we can't use the damage boost ability for this attack just because it's not a basic Pokemon, so make sure you're aware of that. So for our energies, we have 6 basic water, 2 twin energies, 1 powerful, and 1 capture. We also have 1 boss order in this deck for the extra power play. So that's all for the deck list. Let's go for gameplay. Okay, let's go ahead for our first game. Versus Ice Rider. So Ice Rider Calyrex with Inteleon. They got Path to the Peak, no Arceus. Let's see how well this deck works against a VMAX. We're supposed to be winning a VMAX because we are a full 1 price deck. Nothing but Ludicolo and those colorless basics. We got no Crobat, no Lumineon. So we should be winning a VMAX, to be honest. There's no excuse. If they play VSTAR, it's a bit more difficult because we need to do a lot to kill a VSTAR. We need actually either 2 Ludicolos or 2-hit knockout for 2 price, which is not, it's not worth it, you know. It's better to do 2-hit knockout for 3 price at least. Okay, we got a Castform, discarded a rare candy, but that actually helps us draw new cards. So I think I was trying to get an energy here, but we got nothing. That's fine. I suppose we're gonna have to sacrifice our first prize. But that's okay. We're just gonna get more Lotads into play and then prepare for Ludicolo to do its magic. Okay, here comes the Drizzle for a quick ball. We have to bench a Ice Rider right now. They attach to the active, so I don't think they are doing an attack this turn, but they can't evolve though, so I think they can still do a Melody and Pierce, and then Pierce a second time to kill us. If they put the Ice Rider though, oh, they actually, oh, sorry, my bad. It's their second turn, so they can actually attach 2 energies. If they do an energy switch and a Scoop Up Net, they can actually knock out our first active. But no Scoop Up Net, thank God. I don't think they have energy switch, so let's discard 1 Ludicolo. I don't think we can afford to, but oh well. We don't have any rods in this deck, so if the other Ludicolo, we only have 3 copies. If the other one is in the prize card, we only got 2 Scoop Up Nets to spare to recycle that ability. We don't really have much. We can't really do much after that. So let's scoop up and then do our Castform. You can't actually move your special energy. So Hurricane doesn't allow you to move your powerful, it doesn't allow you to move your twin energy, but it does allow you to move your basic water energy. So we can move it to either Ludicolo, Kangaskhan, or our bench Farfetch'd. But you have to, obviously prepare for a boss order. Your opponent can quite easily boss your bench, kill it if you have no energies on your Castform. I suppose that's why we have Powerful in this deck, but Powerful is basically there just in case, if they don't boss order you, you can actually do a Powerful on your Kangaskhan after the transfer. After moving that basic energy to your bench, you actually have the spot for, you have the luxury to attach a single energy, because you actually you need either a Raihan to pull off a powerful energy within a single turn to attack with Rally Back, or with your Farfetch'd. You can't do twin energy and powerful at the same time, so the only way other than moving your energy with Hurricane is to play a Raihan. They actually did an Avery, so we're forced to discard something. I think we're just gonna discard 𝘿𝙬𝓷. We got 4 copies of that basic, so I don't think it's that bad. They can't boss right now, so let's just discard it and do a Rally Back. So they actually got their first prize, killing our Castform, which is quite bad. We did Hurricane for 50 damage on the Drizzile. I don't think that's too smart because we only have 2 more Castforms to spare. I think this is a bit different. The list for this game is a bit different. I'm not sure if we have 2 or 3 copies of the Castform. I think we actually have 2 Kangaskhan for this deck. So this list is a bit different. Kangaskhan is good because it actually is kind of better than your Farfetch'd. It doesn't require you to, be worried about your opponent healing. If they heal all damage counters, or if they play stone energies, or reduce damage done to their active, Farfetch'd is not doing as much as Kangaskhan. So Farfetch'd is actually quite weak. Sometimes it's weaker, sometimes it's stronger. It really depends on the situation. It depends on what opponent you're up against. If you're playing against heal decks or infinite tank decks like Stonejourner or Colossal, Metagross VMAX, stuff that decks that does not require them to hit high damage, decks that are focusing on healing and constantly recovering damage like Sharon, Togekiss, or Blissey, then you can't actually win with anything but a Farfetch'd. So we actually have 2 copies of Kangaskhan, so 2 of each basic, except for 𝘿𝙬𝓷 obviously. But the final list, I decided on having 3 Castforms, because if we're doing Ludicolo, might as well, right? If that was a Castform, if that Kangaskhan, if we attack with a Castform on our last turn, we would have done 130 damage, which is not bad. 130, we can actually do a Choice Belt on our Farfetch'd, or Choice Belt on a Kangaskhan. I think Farfetch'd would be doing more, right? So Choice Belt on Farfetch'd, we can actually do a knockout maybe? I don't think so. That's 260, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's not enough. If we had a Choice Belt on the Castform, then we would have done a knockout with this. We need another Choice Belt though, right? Because 160, it's actually, because it has a base 20 damage, and we don't even need the base damage, because if we did 160 with Castform, then we just need to collect the knockout with Leek Lash, I think, the attack Leek Lash. So we actually did our first VMAX kill with a second Kangaskhan. We're gonna bench another 𝘿𝙬𝓷. I'm quite scared of Avery though. If they play Avery, I think we're just gonna have to discard the Ludicolo. We may not have the luxury to. We may just decide to, kill off the 𝘿𝙬𝓷, because we actually have 1 more Ludicolo left inside the deck, or it could be in the prize card. I forgot to check where that final Ludicolo is. And they actually didn't bench another V card. I think they got a quick ball just now, but they searched for a Sobble instead of a Ice Rider, which was quite silly because they are passing the turn, giving us giving us time to get our Ludicolo, Scuba Net, Lombre, prepare for our ability, which is not looking too well for them. If they do a Avery at just the right time, they can destroy our strategy and basically win the game that way. But we actually have to place a Castform. If we get a Scuba Net, that'll be great. Scuba Net and a Level Ball to remove Ludicolo from the bench, and then put Castform into play so that we get to attack with it. They're probably gonna boss it later because they have shady dealings. If they scoop up the Inteleon, they can do shady dealings again for a boss, and then Incense or something. They actually got a Ultra Ball, discarded another VMAX. So I think they're gonna play a Marnie maybe on the next turn. Either a Marnie or a boss, because we actually have quite a big hand in display. So let's evolve Lombre, and then somehow it's actually quite tricky though, because we need to attack right now. I think the best bet is to find a Scoop Up Net and then attack with Kangaskhan, but if we do attack, Hammer In is only doing 100 damage. If we Choice Belt, we're doing 130. So I think we should be attacking with Kangaskhan, but I don't think we can get the Scoop Up Net that easily. And that's why I decided to charge up the Farfetch'd, because it's safer to do that. There we go, we didn't get our no Scoop Up Net. So it was actually, we should have done Shauna though, because we actually put all our supporter cards at the bottom now. We got a Shauna in our hand. I don't know why I did a Marnie. That was a big mistake, because we're actually giving them 5 new cards in their hand, which could be a good thing. You never know what they have in their hand, but that they have an extra card now. Okay, they got Incense. Are they gonna kill the Kangaskhan? Are they gonna kill the Ludicolo? We got another Ludicolo in our hand, so that's good. They actually passed the turn, so we are stuck. We're stuck for one turn. I think we're gonna have to bait them by attaching to Ludicolo. If they boss our Kangaskhan, we can actually do 120 all the same. We can't do Ludicolo's ability on itself because it is a stage 2, so don't evolve your Ludicolo if you're attacking with a stage 2 card or any other evolution Pokemons. But we can only attack with Ludicolo for this deck. That is our only available stage 2 attacker, evolution attacker. No other Pokemons that are evolutions can attack. Lombre is a grass type. So they did a Marnie on us, which is horrible. Oh, no Marnie, they did a boss, my bad. They're gonna do a Marnie on the next turn, which is actually good for us, because we actually got our Ludicolo. Oh, it's bad, my bad. We need our Ludicolo, but we just need an Incense, right? Because we don't need a rare candy anymore. If they play Avery, I think we're just gonna discard a Farfetch'd. So we got a Research. I don't think we're playing the Research. We have no choice but to pass the turn, attacking with the Ludicolo, because that is our final copy in our hand. So no boss, we just have to hit it right now, and then collect the knockout with Farfetch'd, and that's it. 120 plus a Enthusiastic Dance on the next turn. If they Marnie, all we need is an Incense or Ultra Ball, or to play a supporter card, get that evolution, and that's it. We have Cynthia, Bruno to get out our Incense. If they kill the Farfetch'd with another boss, I don't know what to do. We need another Twin Energy or Raihan to charge up the next one. Because we need to attack with a basic, right? Either Kangaskhan, we have no more Kangaskhan, so we have to attack with one or the other. This Farfetch'd or the other. We actually got both the 2 cards that we need with that Marnie. We don't need to search for anything else. We got our energy, we got our Incense for Ludicolo. They can't boss right now, so we're safe. I don't think they have any more bosses, because I think they should have actually searched for another one if they have it inside their deck with that shady dealings. But they have no cards in their hand though. They are doing a knockout, so they have actually 2 cards passing the turn. If they search for a boss, they can actually do the knockout, right of the High King is enough, so I don't think they need to search for anything else. They don't really need to draw, they don't have heal cards in their deck, so I don't know why they need to draw. I think it's better to search for boss and, you know, hit fast with your VMAX. Try to do a 3-price draw before your opponent kills your Ice Rider. But we actually got our knockout right here. We ended the game doing our Leek Lash for the knockout hit. With our Choice Belt, we did 300 plus damage. Look at that. Ludicolo Choice Belt, 270, my bad. 270. So 270 plus 120 from Wave Splash is exactly enough. Well, more than enough to kill off the VMAX. Okay. So we won against the meta Ice Rider, quite an old deck, because the new one has Arceus VSTAR to help it to boost the amount of damage, to fast charge without Melanie, and also to play your Choice Belt in combo with it. Gengar is kind of better though, because you get to do a one-hit knockout with your choice. Not quite enough though, is it? 250 is the same. Gengar is kind of the same as your Ice Rider. I forgot, because you can't attach special energies. No special energy with your Arceus. So Gengar without Arceus is better than Ice Rider, because it does a one-hit KO. But if your opponent plays a one-prize fighting type, like a Lucario or anything like that, that's totally destroyed, or even a Zapdos, a fighting V card that, you know, can't evolve. There's gonna be a Lucario VSTAR the next set, so quite excited, because that card is gonna completely crush off all of those poison type decks like Eternatus, Gengar. What other decks are there? Slowking. Let's just do Choice Belt on that one. We don't need Choice Belt for this game. They are playing Volcarona though, so we should be, you know, a bit careful with that attachment, but we want to be drawing as much as we can. We're not doing a knockout this turn, so might as well do double draw. If we hit with Ludicolo, we can do a one-hit knockout, so I don't think we need to do Hurricane. Let's just do double draw. We have no supporter cards in our hand. We got Rare Candy. I don't think they're playing Marnie, so Rare Candy is going to help us collect our first knockout against the Kyogre. No Cryogonal, no Escape Rope, we're safe. We pause a turn attaching an energy, and we got our Ludicolo Rare Candy. Stage by stage is not going to work. If we evolve stage by stage, they would have killed our Lombre on the next turn. So we had to get our Rare Candy, so that was quite lucky actually. But we went second though. They go first, I think. So going second means we actually couldn't evolve fast enough if we do it stage by stage. So fortunately we got our Rare Candy skip. And we actually get to retain our special energy on Castform. So we don't need to keep attaching to the Castform right now. But if we do that though, it's kind of fun to watch it, you know, transfer. If you attach it to your bench, it's kind of the same as moving that basic energy anyways, unless if you are attaching a special energy. You can now attach special energies to your bench, because you already have a, you know, one energy retained on your active Pokemon. They got no bench, they are forced to pass 2 turns. If we try to kill it, we need 3 turns, because we're only doing 50 damage. So let's just do double draw. I don't want to bench too many things though, because they are playing Aqua Storm. Let's just double draw. Risk it for the biscuit, right? They're probably gonna get a Sonia by now. Like, it's quite ridiculous how easy they get that card. It's actually pretty lucky of us that they didn't pull off a Sonia Quick Ball on the first turn. I don't know why it's so likely. I don't know how they make it so frequent that they're able to pull off a first turn Sonia, first turn Quick Ball that easily and bench up to like 4 Pokemons in the first turn. That's madness. That's unreal. Like, you're only playing 4 copies of Sonia even before Brilliant Stars. That happens so often. Like, they have no Gloria, no Ultra Ball to help them draw extra Pokemons. They only have 4 copies of Sonia and Quick Ball. 8 copies to get your Pokemon. And like, so a lot of basics though, but I don't think it's I don't think it makes sense. Like the algorithm makes no sense. I think if you play 4 copies of a certain card, you're more likely to get it in your first hand. So if you do 4 by 4, I think the ratio is gonna, the algorithm works that way because it actually favors 4 copy, I suppose. But playing 40 basic energy though, I mean that's quite silly, isn't it? You shouldn't be getting your supporter. If you're playing 40 basic energies, you should be getting nothing but energy cards. I mean come on, that's like common sense, right? Common sense. If you're playing a card game, if you're shuffling a deck in real life, not online, if you're doing it in real life, you shouldn't be getting anything but energies. It's so fake though. This deck is so fake. Everybody does it. Everybody plays this stupid deck and they always win with 40 energies in their deck. It's ridiculous. 40 energies. Okay, we did a Bird Keeper. Now we're gonna do a Ludicolo, kill off the Cryogonal. So they're probably gonna kill off the Ludicolo on a bench if we do this. So I think our best bet is to attack with Wave Splash. If we attack with Castform, they're gonna do Aqua Storm, kill off both Ludicolos, and then we're done. So we have a capture though. If we capture another 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, we can Raihan attack with, yeah, I didn't think of that. So for this game, I didn't think of that. We could actually attach capture to Kangaskhan, get a 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, but we can't kill off the Cryogonal though. Yeah, we can't kill off the Cryogonal. So the Aqua Storm is gonna completely destroy us on the next turn. I think our best bet here is just to attack with Ludicolo, Wave Splash, and then keep it in the active spot. That way we get to attack, hit a second time on the Kyogre, and then we need to strike it twice though. So we need three strikes to kill off the Kyogre after this one. Sorry, 2 strikes after this. Okay. Cause we can't actually do, yeah, we can't, it's not possible to kill off this one with 1 hit. If we do Raihan on our Kangaskhan, oh, they got a Volcarona. We're actually playing a water type, so Ludicolo can actually kill Volcarona with 1 hit. If we attack with Kangaskhan, we still can't kill the Kyogre, so Kyogre is gonna be a bit of a problem, definitely. They're gonna collect 4 prize with that Kyogre. That 1 Kyogre. If we don't kill the Volcarona fast though, they're gonna end Ludicolo, and then Volcarona is only good for 1 hit though, right? But they are probably gonna attach energy. They have enough energies for the second attack if they got another fire in their hand. So I'm quite scared if they get a fire. They're actually playing fighting energy as well. So they got Groudon, Kyogre, and Volcarona, 3 different types of energy. So I don't think it's that easy to get that fire, the second fire. But we actually top decked a boss. I think if we shouldn't be benching so many. I don't know what I was thinking. I actually gave them extra prizes by benching so many things. If you don't bench enough though, they can actually do an escape rope at the last minute. But it's not gonna make any difference, right? I don't know if it's gonna make any difference because we can actually retreat with our Castform. So we chose to do boss, killing off the Volcarona and giving them 2 strikes with the Kyogre. So our only hope right now is to scoop up as much as we can, deny them those extra prize cards. We actually benched all 5, which was a big mistake on my part, because now we need 2 scoop up nets, which is ridiculous. We should not have benched anything. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. We should not have benched anything. If we're killing the Volcarona, we can't afford to bench anything. Yeah, they killed off the Farfetch'd and the basics. Well, we only have basics on the bench. The Kangaskhan can't actually do extra damage though, because we already attached the powerful on our Castform. We got no more powerful energies. So we're gonna Raihan search for a second scoop up net to reverse our mistake, which is quite silly. Do we have a there we go. We got a scoop up net inside the deck. We only have 2 copies, and we didn't actually use a single copy for Ludicolo, which is actually a good thing. Thank God, because we actually didn't need it for our ability. We just need to evolve the first few times and scoop up the other Pokemon so that we get to deny them those extra price cards with Aqua Storm. If they do Escape Rope though, we're so done. So if we didn't bench anything on the last turn, we could have won. Because we just need to bench it at the last minute, right? We could have won by scooping up that last Castform, leaving empty bench, 0 bench, no Pokemons. They can't do an Escape Rope to kill the Ludicolo. But we just need to kill it with the Castform, right? Because it has 20 HP, 10 HP remaining. So Castform is going to kill off the Kyogre if they do Escape Rope right now. If they try to kill Castform with Cryo, I don't think it's that easy. Castform needs 2 strikes to kill off the Cryogonal though. So it's going to be a bit difficult, our next knockout. But their next knockout is kind of impossible though, because they need 2 more turns. They need to pass 1 turn using element chain to charge up the next attacker. They need to get another bench. They don't have a bench yet, which is a good thing. So they pass a turn not doing much, not collecting a knockout. No escape rope, which is a good thing. So we're just gonna bench it right now because they have no more Kyogre, so we're safe to bench. Put stuff on the bench just in case they, you know, I don't know what they can do. I don't think they can possibly force us to discard our bench. I'm just a bit, paranoid at this stage. Because if you have no bench, your opponent can actually win by killing your active. But we got 1 bench, which is actually, more than enough. So they pass a turn using Icy Snow. They got 2 price left. Nothing on the bench. If they bench anything right now, they need either 𝘿𝐿𝐴 to do a knockout. Or they need, they don't have a second copy, I don't think. Or they need a quick buff for Kyogre Element Chain, and that's gonna be too late. So let's just pass a turn doing Hurricane, because we have a powerful energy, and they actually lost the game. They passed a turn giving us the win. So we didn't do our supporter card just because I don't want to be wasting my turn searching for something that might not be inside the deck. If we do a Marnie, we might actually give them the win right there. So it's safer just to do Hurricane, it's the easiest way out, and sometimes the easiest way is actually the only way to win a game. You might be surprised to find out that, easy actually does it. Easy does the trick sometimes. If you overcomplicate things, it might spell, disaster for you. But not all the time. Sometimes you have to think a lot to get out of a jam. You have to basically solve the puzzle. And every puzzle, I believe, can be solved unless, unless it's a dead knot, then you're basically screwed. If it's a dead end, then might as well just concede. But don't give up yet, obviously. Learn from your mistakes, and there's always something to learn from. And, it's just a game at the end of the day. It's just a silly game. It doesn't really define who you are. Okay, we got a Farfetch'd. They're playing a Bibarel. So anything really, they could have anything in their deck. We discarded a 𝘿𝐿𝐴, Ludicolo, and Rare Candy just to get our energy cards out. We got 1 powerful energy, which is actually good enough. We're gonna scoop up our 𝘿𝐿𝐴. Let's get a Castform out. So we actually have 2 copies of Kangaskhan for this deck as well. Yeah, I recommend 3 copies just because Kangaskhan can't actually attack that easily. If you have it as your first active, you can't attach 1 energy to attack. So Castform is like fast, right? It's turbo attacker. You can immediately attack on your first or second turn. But you can't do a lot of damage though. If you have a choice belt, you can do 60 damage. But on your second hit, you just need 1 energy. So if they Crushing Hammer, you don't have to worry about that. So on your second turn, you can evolve your Ludicolo for 100 extra damage, and then third turn you can collect the knockout with either Kangaskhan or Farfetch'd if they don't heal enough damage. So healing is gonna basically destroy this, the main strategy of this deck is gonna dismantle our, our basic framework, I would say, our fundamental gameplay. So they did a boss, now we're stuck with Farfetch'd not being able to attack. They're playing a Gengar, so I think we stand a good chance if they're evolving the VMAX. Gengar can't attack after the first hit, so let's hope they don't get their switch cards out in time. They got Starbirth though. They're probably gonna get double turbo this turn. They need a boss though to kill the Castform. Let's hope they don't kill the Castform. We actually got a bad hand. We couldn't do double draw. If we did double draw though, I don't know. We can't move the energy because it's a special energy. And we can't do double draw because they're gonna knock us out the next turn. And if they knock us out, we can't attack on the next turn. We can evolve Ludicolo, but we can't attack. Okay, here comes the VSTAR. Arceus. There's no origin form for Arceus because it's a god Pokemon. It's supposed to be like, what's the word? Omnipresent. Like there shouldn't be, it shouldn't transform. It should remain original across across the, for eternity, so to speak. It should be flawless, right? And what should remain unaltered across the period of time itself. Arceus, no forms because it's pristine. They actually got only 1 energy on the Gengar, so quite a lot of their basic energy is prized apparently. So we're actually hitting a jackpot for this game. We actually got really good luck against an Arceus because they didn't use their first Trinity Nova for enough energies. They got too many energies prized. They should be playing more basic energies in their deck though. I think Arceus VSTAR requires that. So it's kind of their own fault, to be honest. We're just gonna use our transfer for funsies. If they do a Marnie, it's gonna be quite bad because we're gonna destroy that. We're gonna put that twin energy back at the bottom. No Raihan as well. So fingers crossed they don't do a Marnie for the next turn. Because we don't have Lumineon to get Raihan. This deck is quite difficult. Against the standard meta, I don't think we have a high chance of winning, but it is just a fun deck to play, just experimenting with new cards, like, trying to make a common card from the new set work. This is a common card, guys. Castform is a useless piece of trash card that we're trying to make strong with Ludicolo, Kangaskhan, and yet another common card, Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is actually pretty strong though. I would say Farfetch'd works for any deck. They actually passed the turn not using a Marnie, so we actually got our rally back for the knockout. It's not enough though, because it's only 120 damage. We need 130 to kill the Arceus. They don't have a big charm, so 130 is enough. We better be getting our, what's it called? Choice belt. We should have done a Raihan just now. Oh, we can't do a Raihan because we don't have no water energy discarded. That's the bad thing about Raihan. You can't use it that early. We got 2 copies, but we can't actually use it until our first our second attacker gets knocked out. Because our first attacker, if it's Castform, if they don't boss your bench, they're probably gonna kill Yeah, if they kill Castform, there's probably gonna be no basic energy attached to it. So that means you can't use Raihan after the first knockout. So I'm checking whether I'm checking to see if I've evolved a Ludicolo this turn, but I didn't. I should be more aware. So we evolve into a Lombre. So we're forced to attach that Choice Belt just to kill off the Arceus. No powerful energy. If we did a Raihan, we can actually search for a powerful energy or a Choice Belt, but I forgot we can't do it because no basic energy, no discarded energies. So Bibarel to draw cards, Gengar for the one-hit knockout, Arceus for basically a energy attachment, and Sharon to basically deny your opponent that 2 prize. It's high HP, you get to basically return it into your hand with your Sharon. They're definitely going to play Sharon for this deck. They definitely have that. I know it because they have Bibarel. Bibarel helps you draw cards. Sharon helps you basically erase all damage counters on your Arceus. They actually conceded though, because they got not enough energies. They pass the turn not attacking, no double turbo, so they're giving us an extra hit. But they should be, they should be waiting for Sharon to come out. Bibarel Sharon is the obvious combo. It works like magic because Sharon doesn't allow you to draw cards, kind of like Cheryl and your Chinchino, the old Cheryl Chinchino combo. I don't think a lot of people play that though, but it actually works pretty well. Chinchino helps you draw, Cheryl does nothing but heal, and then probably Bronzong to transfer. Okay. Now we're up against a single strike box deck. They got Qwilfish, they got Morpeko, Urshifu, they got Houndoom in there as well. Okay, we're gonna do Ultra Ball for our Lotad. We actually get to draw with Karina's Focus. We're gonna do a big draw by discarding that item card. 4 cards. We actually have quite a different mix of supporter for this deck list. I'm quite proud to say, because normally I would play the standard supporter, but this list actually have quite a different set of supporters. We have Shauna, Birdkeeper, Copycat, and Karina's Focus. We have only 1 research because I don't want to discard my rare candies. If we discard too many Ludicolos, we have no way of retrieving our stage 2, no way of shuffling back our Pokemon cards, no Clara, Rod, or Team Yell's Cheer, no Roseanne. So there's quite a lot of new cards that allows you to shuffle back or retrieve your Pokemons. I think Team Yell's Cheer only shuffles back Pokemon and supporter. Roseanne helps you shuffle back your energy, stadium tool, and supporter. Sorry, energy, stadium tool, Pokemon. They just evolve into a VMAX, so that's gonna help them tank damage. They got a tool card on the VMAX, so they don't need that much energy. They just need to tank damage and then hit 1 time. Put 1 energy on it to kill any of our Pokemon because we are playing very low HP here. They don't need to hit that much damage. The highest HP we have is Ludicolo, 140. They are playing a single strike as well, so that Qwilfish is gonna be their trump card. Is gonna be their their secret weapon, because they can actually win quite easily if they keep using that ability to knock us out. We can't avoid the ability, unfortunately, and if they do poison, if they attack with the Qwilfish, I don't think Castform can survive. Because they got single strike. Oh my god, they just attached 1. So single strike energy, they can do 60 damage passing the turn. Poison, killing our Castform if we don't switch. If we switch, it's gonna get knocked out anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Because it has the ability. I actually did a switch this turn, but I forgot that Castform is gonna kill itself anyways. We might as well, right? We might as well do it because we need to draw cards. So Ludicolo, Scoop Up Net, and then Hurricane. We got no energies in our hand, but that's fine. We got a Raihan, but no discarded water as usual. Too early in the game. We keep getting nothing but special energies. We got 6 basic. We should be getting it early. I think we should play 7 copies of the basic and like no powerful. I don't know if powerful is gonna help at all, but oh well. Let's just stick to the list. So no more poison, but bursting needles is killing it off. We got a double knockout. Both players joined 1 prize. They actually drew first. So interestingly enough, if your opponent kills you with effects of ability, tool card, or special energy like a horror or a I'm not sure about horror energy and Rocky Helmet though, but if they kill you with their abilities, and if it's a double knockout, they actually get to draw the prize first. That means they can actually win the game if it's the last prize on both players' end. If both players drew their last prize and they kill you with an ability, then they actually win the game. Isn't that unfair? I would say that's a bit unfair because it's actually a tie. I would say it should be a tie. But I think the reason they are giving the ability, they're giving the win to the ability, I think it's because you actually, you get to decide whether or not you want to do the knockout. And if you decide to knock out knowing that they can kill you with the ability, then you are actually deciding to kill yourself. So that means you lose the game, right? It makes sense. Makes sense to say that if you choose to kill yourself, you lose the game. So let's do Rare Candy and then Scoop Up Net. We're gonna do our research here because we actually need another energy to attack. They're probably gonna kill our Farfetch'd with Morpeko, so we're actually wasting Ludicolo, but we have no choice though, because we can't. We should have attached to Kangaskhan just now, but I don't think we have it on the bench. We have nothing but Farfetch'd in play, so we had no choice but to attach the capture to get the Kangaskhan. That means we can't actually use Rally Back this turn. There's no way we could have used that attack either way. We can actually use the Tower of Darkness right now, but let's leave it for later because Bruno can actually help us draw a lot later on. We're gonna quick ball for another Castform or another 𝘿𝙬𝓼. Let's do the Castform. Okay. We're gonna Cynthia the next turn, kill off this Qwilfish, have 20 HP remaining. They actually need to do a, they actually need to damage us to be able to do a knockout now. So on their last turn, if they did a knockout, they actually are ahead of us. But just because they didn't get their Houndoom, there's no energy on Morpeko, no Old Cemetery as well, so we actually get to survive our last turn. That means we did a double knockout, and they missed the turn where they could have gotten a, gotten an extra prize card and, go ahead of us by drawing their second prize card. Okay, Welcoming Lantern. Karen's Conviction. I love the supporter card, but I don't use it a lot. I mean, it's underused, I would say. But people who use it for 1 price decks like Qwilfish, Karen is, I would say, very smart. I've seen decks like that, Qwilfish, Karen. It's so powerful. Like, don't underestimate that deck. If you play nothing but Houndoom, Qwilfish, and Karen, you actually stand a pretty good chance at winning, even against VMAXs, surprisingly. Because you're attacking with your Qwilfish. If they kill your Houndoom, if they boss enough times though, they can actually avoid killing your Qwilfish and remove your Houndoom from play. Because you're not doing a lot of damage with Qwilfish. If you invest all of your single strike energy on that 1 price attacker, you can actually do up to 90 or even 70 damage with your poison jab, and then you're poisoning their active as well, which is actually saying a lot is leaving a huge amount of damage counters on their active. If they don't heal, you can keep on doing Poison Jab for at least 70 damage. And then Poison, that means it's like 90 damage passing the turn. Well, 85 damage, right? Because it's like, you need 2 Pokemon checkups to do 2 damage counters. 80 damage, because it's like 2 damage counters divided by 2. My bad. Or is it 3 damage counters divided by 2? I'm not sure. They got Menifee, so they are playing a box deck. 2 Morpekos, 2 Qwilfish, 1 Urshifu. They actually decided to attack with the second Morpeko because they know that the other one is gonna survive a bit longer if we don't kill it with our Kangaskhan. If we attack with Farfetch'd, I think we can still kill the Morpeko though. 20. We're doing 40 damage with Farfetch'd. It's not enough, right? So if we could attack with Castform, we could have killed the Morpeko. If we had a switch or a Bird Keeper Escape Rope, if we do Escape Rope, we need to boss. But if we have a switch or Bird Keeper, we could have done Hurricane to collect the knockout, but they are forcing us to waste our Kangaskhan, which is quite smart. Wasting our Rally Bag for a low HP Pokemon, so that they get to tank damage with the second Morpeko, which is their sole attacker, before they bring out their VMAX to tank for the win. So the VMAX is going to be their final, their trump card, their last call, I suppose. Their final, I don't know what that's called, their final strategy, their final card, I suppose. We're not playing Ludicolo, we're gonna do that. Why are we playing a Ludicolo? Why are we doing a Oh my god, why did we do that? Oh, we're doing a boss, my bad. So we decided to boss the Crobat this turn for 2 price knockout, and then somehow kill off another 1 price, because they can't actually attack with Urshifu. They got 1 Houndoom, it's not actually enough. If they attach a single strike from their hand, they can actually do... Oh, it's actually enough though, because we are colorless. We're playing a colorless Pokemon, so they can actually attack with the Urshifu, my bad. They have no choice but to. But they need a single strike energy from their hand. Can they pull it off? Probably. They got Urn of Vitalities. So, single strike Roar for 20 damage with the... I forgot the attack. The Scroll of Scorn. I forgot the attack. But it does 10 damage plus a 10 base damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on your Urshifu. So they can do 30 damage plus single strike effect. If they got 2 copies attached, they can do 70 damage multiplied by 2. That's exactly enough. So they need to Roar for 1 energy and then attach 1 from their hand. And that actually does the trick, killing off our Kangaskhan. We got 2 prize left, and they get to use Beatdown on the next turn as well, so this is quite bad. If they kill off the Kangaskhan, I don't think we have a high chance of winning. They're doing a research to guarantee that special energy draw, and they got it. It's actually their last special energy though, which is quite lucky that they got it. 2 cards left in the deck though. So they got all 4 single strike energies in play. Should have definitely retreated with the Morpeko. I would have done that. Retreat with one of the Morpeko, and then because we have 1 prize remaining, you can't attack with your Morpeko anymore. I would have retreated with my Morpeko and then used the Urn of Vitality after the retreat. That way you get to secure an extra special energy inside the deck. Maybe they, they got a bit too hasty. Or forgot to check our price. I don't think they forgot to check our price. I'm pretty sure they know we have 1 price remaining. Otherwise, they would attack with a Morpeko. I don't think they're that careless. Okay, they did a Pokemon Catcher, which is quite silly. They didn't kill the Kangaskhan. I don't know what's happening here. They decided not to kill our Kangaskhan. That was a surprise. Because if we get a scoop on that right now, we actually did a Marnie. So if they don't, they actually have, we can choose to deck them out. They have only one card left in the deck now, thanks to Marnie. So if we can't kill them, we can choose to deck them out. We're not going to waste our energy cards. We're not going to retreat. We're just going to pass the turn. Wait for them to kill off our Lombre so that we get to do 120 damage with our Rally back. If they boss a second time, I don't know what to say. They can choose to boss the Kangaskhan and kill it off, but I don't think they have any more. Let's hope not. They got 5 cards left. 1 left in the deck, 4 cards in their hand. If they have a boss, they're definitely going to play it this turn. Okay, they played a Rod, so they get to survive a bit longer. Basically get back 3 more turns for 3 knockouts. If they do a knockout this turn, they actually got like 3 more turns for 2 knockouts. They have no choice but to attack with the VMAX. And please don't use a boss. If they do a boss, I don't think we have a high chance of winning. We actually don't have any more Ludicolos inside the deck. No more Ludicolo, no more Scoop Up Net. So that's the reason I chose not to retreat. Because if we retreat, we can actually kill it with we can do Castform for 130 damage and then collect the knockout, kill the VMAX with our Farfetch'd later. But we don't have any more Ludicolo, so we are forced to rely on nothing but Kangaskhan and Farfetch'd to collect the knockout. Or maybe Ludicolo. If they kill our Kangaskhan on the last turn, we actually get to use our Wave Splash. We actually got Wave Splash and Choice Belt. Right? We can Raihan for Wave Splash and then get an energy for 120 damage. And then on the next turn, we can do Twin Energy on the Farfetch'd. If they don't boss that, they can't boss that many times, right? I don't think they have that many bosses. No Umbreon VMAX. So if we did Wave Splash this turn, I'm pretty sure we can collect the knockout with the Farfetch'd later. 140, 280, 300 damage with the base 20. So we need a Choice Belt. We need a Choice Belt on the Farfetch'd after the Wave Splash and after the Twin Energy attachment. If they did a Marnie, I think we have 4 more supporter cards inside the deck. We got Bruno inside the deck as well, so Marnie is not gonna destroy our hand because we got so many supporter cards left. We checked just now whilst doing the Raihan. We actually did a Raihan on the Ludicolo because we were expecting them to somehow pull off another catcher or boss on the Farfetch'd. So we actually won against Urshifu, against a single strike box deck, Qwilfish with Bursting Needles. That was quite a big surprise. Quite lucky though. It's really close. I thought I was gonna win by decking them out, but we actually won by killing a VMAX for the last prize, which is like the most difficult thing to pull off. Playing nothing but Kangaskhan and Farfetch'd. But those tiny damage counters work. We did a powerful energy Choice Belt. You know, those tiny damage boosts does a lot for your Farfetch'd, because you're doing essentially a double boost. If you hit it the first time with a Choice Belt, then on your next hit you don't need a Choice Belt anymore. Or if you do have a Choice Belt for your second hit, you're actually doing double the damage. So it's basically the Choice Belt and Powerful is doing a double effect for your Leek Lash. Okay, we did a capture on the active, and they're killing us with the Blissey right now thanks to Charging Trumpet for the extra 1 energy. I did not see that Trumbeak on the bench, the Piggy Pack. So they got to attach that extra 1 for 100 damage passing the turn, killing off the Farfetch'd. Drill Pack. Trumbeak can actually attack though. Can actually evolve and attack. So Loop Cannon does 160 damage for 3 energies. So you can actually do Trumbeak charging Trumpet to itself, and then attack with Loop Cannon, or Energy Cutoff. It has Energy Cutoff for 60 damage, 2 energy cost, plus a discard 1 energy effect from your opponent's active Pokemon. So we actually get to evolve. Let's do Cynthia. I really want to do a Rare Candy evolution. I don't think we should pass the turn evolving into a Lombre. I don't think that's worth it. Let's just do a Cynthia. I'm still thinking. I don't know what's happening. I'm still thinking whether to play the Lombre. Do it. Just do the Cynthia. Come on. I think the reason is because we got the Ludicolo. There we go. We got 3 Incense, 3 Ludicolo, and 1 Ultra Ball to get it. We got a Rare Candy already in hand, so we should be quite easy for you to evolve with Ludicolo. But we only have 11 supporter cards for this deck, so it's quite difficult. Sometimes you may have to use double draw, so don't be afraid to use that attack, because we are playing a 1 price. Even if you pass the turn, giving your opponent a free knockout on your Castform, you are drawing 2 cards into your hand. If they Marnie you, you actually get a better hand anyways, because playing only 11 supporter cards, you're bound to be stuck at some point. We do have 2 copies of 2 extra supporter cards to help us search our deck for any card that we want. So Raihan actually helps you save your hand for your next turn. You can actually Raihan for a research, or Raihan for Marnie or anything. But if you want to be searching for a choice belt, then you're going to be forced to pass the turn, having no other supporter cards in your hand, gambling for a draw system from the top deck on your next turn. And we don't have any other cards to draw cards with. No way to draw other than with supporter cards. There's no stadium cards that let you draw yet. Jublife Village for the next set actually allows you to draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand, but it works for both players. So either player can choose to end their turn using that stadium card to draw until they have 5 cards in your hand, which is not a good deal because you're ending your turn, and it only draws until you have 5 cards. It's quite silly. I think it's 7 though. I'm not sure if it's 5 or 7. But it's quite interesting. If you're passing the turn not doing anything, you can actually do a infinite tank deck. So test your stone energy, do your, not attack and basically tank amount of damage, draw and just pass the turn not doing anything. Or like incubate, not attack until the very last moment, and then do a kind of a spread damage or something, like a Mewtwo V Union, or I don't know what. But it's quite interesting if you want to. You can actually think about doing that for your Jublife Village. Just an idea, a concept. Doesn't always work. An idea is just an idea. It can actually totally fail completely. We got our Ludicolo. We actually get to do Hurricane and then charge up our bench for Leek Lash the next turn. This is the perfect what's it called again? The perfect arrangement that we want to be playing. We actually get to do a Raihan on the Ludicolo or on a Kangaskhan, but it's safer to get another Lotad. So we should be doing a Raihan on the Ludicolo just in case they kill off if they boss kill off our Farfetch'd. We can actually do, we actually chose to do a Marnie. So Raihan is definitely safer though, because we can do 120. We did 160. So if they don't heal, we just need 150 to kill the Togekiss. We just need a choice belt on the Ludicolo on the next turn. Had we done a Raihan for Wave Splash. So they actually didn't do a boss. I think, we had to do a Marnie because they did Max Glide. So we had to put whatever they searched for at the bottom. They probably have a Cheryl or a Boss or a Sharon. So those cards are very annoying. They can completely erase. We have no choice but to play a Marnie against Togekiss. Silly me, we had to do a Marnie. Okay, we are not evolving Togekiss. We are not evolving Ludicolo this turn. Let's do Lombre so that we get to put those rare candies at the bottom without any worry. We're killing the Togekiss with Leek Lash thanks to the damage counters on it, so we don't have to worry. Let's scoop up and prepare for Kangaskhan to kill something. Okay, they pass a turn. They conceded, my bad. We won against Togekiss and Blissey with Charging Trumpet, which is quite an interesting combo. Charging Trumpet for Blissey, definitely very fun to play with that deck. But Togekiss, I'm not sure why it's there. It doesn't work with your Trumbeak, but it does work with Blissey, I suppose. Dunsparce for your flying type Pokemon, flying normal type for the weakness guard effect. So now we're up against a Rebel Clash Inteleon VMAX League Battle deck. Max Bullet is actually gonna do a lot for them because we have no Manaphy for this deck. I actually got tired. I got a bit sick and tired of playing the same list every day, so let's just go no Manaphy for this deck. No Manaphy at all, no Bibarel. Let's see how it works. And it actually works pretty well. So I'm glad to say that we actually did pretty well without a Manaphy. We won Arceus VSTAR, which was quite lucky, to be honest. It was quite lucky that they got no energies though for their first Trinity Nova. But for their second hit though, they didn't get their double turbo because they already used their Starbirth. And we won Ice Rider, which was quite a fair game. So both players had a good hand, I would say. They had their Drizzle, so it's impossible for them not to get a good hand with Shady Dealings. For Kyogre, we actually won because they got not enough bench basics to begin with. They didn't get a Cryogonal to start with, but that's bound to happen for a Kyogre deck, right? That's bound to happen. And we actually played quite smartly, so I don't think I don't think it's that bad. I don't think this deck is that horrible, because it's supposed to be horrible since we are playing common cards. But Ludicolo is giving us a huge boost. It's basically the steroid for your Castform and Kangaskhan Farfetch'd. Okay, we got 130 damage already, which is great. They just started benching their Sobbles and Frosmoth. Snom, my bad. They got another V card though. If they play a Cheryl, it's gonna be super bad because they got Frosmoth to recycle the energy. We need our Farfetch'd. So we may just do double draw or another Hurricane. I'm not sure what to do here. We should have done Quick Ball. Discard the Copycat for another basic. So that we get to move the energy to that basic. And if they boss whichever, we got one or the other to attack with, right? But we actually decided to do a... Oh, we did a capture first, my bad. We should have done Water Energy transfer to the Ludicolo, transfer to the Lombre, so that we get to either attack with Ludicolo or Kangaskhan. There we go, I think we did that. So 160 plus 120 is not actually enough. 150 with Choice Belt. We need 10 extra damage though, so I don't think it does anything if we attach to Ludicolo. We're actually stuck. They're probably gonna kill the 𝘿𝐿𝐴 now. So I'm not sure if it's wise to bench that. We should have benched it later, but if we bait them with that 𝘿𝐿𝐴 though, we actually have no damage counters on the Lombre, which could be a good thing. No damage counters on Kangaskhan as well. Okay, here comes Frosmoth. They got the buckets for energy. Are they gonna kill us this turn? Probably. Are they gonna evolve the VMAX and charge up the next one? There we go. I mean, they had better killers. No Melanies. Is the League Battle deck. They got the 𝘿𝐷𝓷𝓮, the Ice Stuns, and Max Bullet. Snipe Shot for the basic. Aqua Report. Hydro Snipe. We got a boss, but that's not working. That's not gonna help out too much because they are attacking with the active. Unless they can evolve and transfer. Sorry, evolve and Ice Dance enough energies on the second one. So they did a double knockout, which is super bad. They are collecting a lot of prize in a single turn with their Hydro Snipe. Sorry, with their Max Bullet. We got our Choice Belt. We actually got a knockout this turn, which is great. Not quite yet though. I don't think we should attach the Choice Belt because we had to do a Ludicolo. So we have no choice but to get another 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, I think. But we can't attack though. If we do a 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, we're forced to do Hammer In or Wave Splash. I think we can do Wave Splash. So let's do our Ludicolo, keep our Choice Belt. Because Choice Belt is actually not enough to kill it off. 150, we need 10 more damage sadly. So 220 is the only way. We need powerful. Powerful and Choice Belt if we want to avoid the evolution. Or save the evolution for later. So if they can pull off a VMAX, they can kill the second 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, which is horrible. If they don't kill the 𝘿𝐿𝐴𝐷, we better be evolving at least to a 𝘿𝓵𝓐. So Bird Keeper, we got it. We actually have no energies in our hand. If we can draw out the energy, we should be attacking with Ludicolo and save Kangaskhan for later, so that we get to do 120 once more with that basic Pokemon. So the good thing about Kangaskhan is that it's a basic, obviously. So if you attack with Ludicolo, you're doing the same amount of damage. Plus, you don't have to wait for a knockout. But the bad thing about Ludicolo is that you can't do the damage boost. You can't use the ability. So Kangaskhan can do up to 320 damage if you have 2 Ludicolos. If you evolve 2 copies of your Stage 2 in a single turn, you can do up to 320 or even more with your powerful energy and your Choice Belt. So Kangaskhan is quite a beast with your Ludicolo. 𝘿𝐷𝓷𝓮. They got not enough energies. Not enough energies, surprisingly. They are playing so many Pokemons though. Stage 2 Inteleon, Stage 1 Frosmoth, VMAX, so many copies of the VMAX. So I don't think they really they're playing Rods to shuffle back. Should be getting Trading Card. Trading Card is actually better for this deck, I would say. Rod helps you get back your 𝘿𝐷𝓷𝓮s though, or your Frosmoth, just in case you get it. Nessa maybe is gonna help. It's a supporter card. That means you can't draw other things, but you have your 𝘿𝐷𝓷𝓮s to get your items. I would do Nessa, because you can do Nessa for the water energy and your Drizzile, I would say, or even your Sobble to prepare for your next turn. We actually got top entry, that's great. I think that's our first top entry for the entirety of this video. Or maybe our second one, I'm not sure. But we didn't get to do top entry that often, which is fine. We are only playing 3 copies, but we should be getting at least one for, I would say in 5 games, at least once, top entry once in 5. Or maybe 1 in 3 games, or 1 in 4 games, I don't know. But Nessa is going to help them just because they are playing 𝘿𝐷𝓷𝓮s. If they do Drizzile, they can search for a VMAX. They can search for anything, right? So they don't need to use other supporter cards to draw the other supplies, the other supplements, because they can actually fish out the other supplements with their abilities. Kangaskhan. The baby Kangaskhan is actually quite cute. It's trying to come out of the pouch, vying for attention by trying to, you know, howling or something. I don't know what it's doing. Wham Bam Punch. Kangaskhan EX. Mega Kangaskhan has the Wham Bam Punch attack. Flip a coin until you get tails and do 30 extra damage for each hit. And now we have the coordinated punch. Do 100 extra damage if you flip a hits for our rapid strike Kangaskhan. I prefer this one though because Ready Bag actually does more. You don't have to flip a coin. You get to attach powerful. You don't need 3 energies. You just need 2. Okay, we got Kangaskhan is gonna die though. That's quite sad. They're actually gonna, oh, it's not doing a knockout yet. Fortunately, thank God. It's actually not doing a knockout unless if they do like a switch. If they do a switch, they can do it, right? Switch and then air balloon. Switch scoop up net, my bad. They can actually retreat Capacious Bucket and then scoop it up. Scoop up the Inteleon to attack with the VMAX. Kill off the Kangaskhan because Zigzagoon is actually placing so much damage counters, slowly killing off the Kangaskhan, which is horrible. It's horrible for us. But they're choosing to attack with the 1 price, denying us a easy win. And then slowly collect extra prizes with their snipes. Aqua Bullet. Maybe they have a quick shoot for the next one. Max Bullet. I don't think they're doing enough though. They got 4 prize cards left. So Inteleon is gonna die on the next turn. We have to make sure of that. The active one, the 1 prize one. We got 1 Ludicolo for this one. We got a powerful energy. So there's no way we can kill it without a Ludicolo. We are forced to either Bruno for a basic energy and save the powerful for Castform, because we can actually kill off the Inteleon with Hurricane if we have a choice belt and a powerful energy, but we actually need both though. So are we gonna attach the energy to Kangaskhan right now, or are we just gonna gamble on using a Bruno for the energy? I don't think we're doing that. Let's just attack with Farfetch'd to collect the knockout on the Inteleon. We may get either a twin energy, probably gonna get at least a Raihan for Farfetch'd later. If we don't attack with Farfetch'd, if they kill Kangaskhan, we got Farfetch'd. If they kill Farfetch'd, we got Kangaskhan. If they kill both, we are done. If they have enough scoop of nets left, 2 more Zigzagoon is all they need. If they can place 2 more damage counters on the Farfetch'd, they can kill it. I don't know why we attached that. We should be keeping it in our hand. Okay, we didn't attach, thank God. We got another Ludicolo, a choice belt for... We actually got a Kangaskhan, so we don't need anything. If they kill both the active and our bench Farfetch'd, we can Raihan the next Kangaskhan, and then Ludicolo, and that's it. 220 damage, they can't avoid the knockout. Right? There's no chance they can win. Unless if they attack with a Frosmoth. They can actually kill the Kangaskhan with a Frosmoth right now. So we need a boss. If they attack with Frosmoth, if they're smart enough, they can actually choose to do that. And then they may not have the energies though, because they actually didn't get their energies that easily. So let's hope they pass the turn not doing much this turn. Or attack with the VMAX. If they kill us with Frosmoth, we're done. Because we got no boss. They can actually collect 2 prize on the next turn with that max bullet. 1 max bullet and 1 Zigzagoon, so we shouldn't have benched that Castform. Because it's only 70 HP, they just need 1 more Zigzagoon to kill it on the bench. So thank god they attacked with a VMAX. Now we actually won the game with a Raihan. Let's see how much we get to do. We got 1 powerful and 1 choice belt in our hand as well. We're just gonna get another choice belt. We actually got a twin energy though for Kangaskhan, but Farfetch'd is doing way more damage thanks to the Leek Lash effect, the damage counter effect. So we actually get to do 150 plus 50 from the special energy and tool card, plus another 100 damage from Ludicolo. So that's 320 damage in total, plus 20 damage, my bad, 20 base damage. So 200 plus 100 plus 20 more. We actually did 320 for Farfetch'd. That is crazy. That is unheard of. That's a huge achievement right there. I'm very proud of this deck because we actually did 320 for a common card, a colorless Pokemon. Ludicolo is crazy though. You can play Ludicolo for anything. I've seen people play it with Moltres, Hoopa. So it's actually quite broken now that we have the choice belt. But we actually get to make use of the colorless powerful energy to help us do extra 20. May not do much, but if you attack it before using your Farfetch'd, if you use powerful energy before the Farfetch'd, as I said, you're doing twice the amount of damage, twice the amount of damage boost as you would normally do, unless if they heal their Pokemon. So now we're up against a Weezing Sableye meta deck. Okay, I don't want to give off spoilers, but they actually got a bad hand. You can actually survive with a bad hand if you're playing a Weezing Sableye, because you're playing that stellar ability. They can't use Starbirth, they can't use Shady Dealings, they can't use Single Strike Houndoom, Rapid Strike, Rapid Strike abilities, Octillery, Quick Shooting, anything is completely blocked off. Flaffy as well. You can't use Chinchino, Bibarel, everything is blocked off with your Weezing. So that's why you can actually have a bad hand. You can afford to have nothing in your hand for 1 or 2 turns, passing the turn, because you can actually do nothing but poison playing a Weezing deck. But just because we are not playing so many abilities, we don't need to rely on our ability to draw cards. We just need to evolve to do the extra damage, and since they are blocking off our Enthusiastic Dance from the get-go, they actually got Ascension already. So no Enthusiastic Dance, but that's fine, we don't need it. We just need to attack with Ludicolo. I think that's our best bet. Let's do Hurricane this turn. Evolve to the Lombre. I think it's our first turn though. Is it our first turn? No, it's our second turn. Because they use Ascension, that means they go second. So let's evolve Lombre, transfer to the bench, and then attack with Ludicolo. We may not be able to use the ability, but we can still attack with Wave Splash for a decent amount of damage. Okay. We got Kangaskhan, another Castform, we got Cynthia, that's great. So Bruno, Cynthia, Raihan, it's not going to work against your poison. If they kill you with special conditions or damage counters, you can't use those effects. Raihan, completely blocked. Cynthia only draws up to 5 cards in your hand. And then Bruno only allows you to draw 4 cards after shuffling back. Okay, Hurricane. We actually chose to attach back to the Castform because we know we are either going to have to retreat or attack with the same card. Probably going to have to retreat because poison is going to kill us. We got an evolution for Ludicolo. We're not using the ability, but we are attacking with it, so we have no choice but to waste that ability this turn, but that's fine. Playing against Weezing, you have no choice. You don't really have any choice but to do that. We got 10 energies in this deck, so it's not that unlikely for us to draw it. We got a 5 solid draw with our Cynthia because we played everything. Now we got a Weezing knockout. So no more ability lock. And we actually get to kill anything very fast now because we got 120 damage. Is enough to kill a Hoopa, is enough to kill all of the basics except for Weezing. They can actually do Ascension a second time and deny us a knockout. But that's fine, we just need to Bird Keeper later. If we do a Bird Keeper, we can actually remove the poison. So Ascension means we need 2 hits to kill that 1 price Weezing. If we do Bird Keeper first, we can actually do Hurricane before Wave Splash and avoid Ludicolo, avoid having any damage counters on Ludicolo, because if they play a Hoopa later, they can collect the knockout after the poison. So if we save our Ludicolo right now, we don't need to retreat with Castform, because they're gonna kill Castform with poison. If they don't do that, we're just gonna search for another energy. So let's just do Bird Keeper now instead of later, because we get to either retreat, we got an energy, so we get to retreat, or just, if they knock us out, just put Ludicolo as the new active. We're gonna put the energy to the second Ludicolo, because Kangaskhan is not gonna help us for this game. Kangaskhan can only do Hammer In for 100 damage. Hammer In is gonna do a lot more than Rally Back, because Rally Back is not gonna, unless if they kill us with Hoopa, Rally Back is not gonna do extra damage. 30 base, because they're killing us with poison. They are playing Sableye though, plus the Assault Gate to do damage to us. So Assault Gate can actually help us play Raihan, Bruno, Cynthia, and our Kangaskhan. So that's probably later on in the game, not too early. But right now we have to focus on Ludicolo. Let's just, let's just not evolve it just yet, so that we get to make full use of everything. I don't think they can kill off Ludicolo that easily. If they do, by some miracle, a Raihan, Zigzagoon, Scoop Up Net, in a single turn kill off the Ludicolo with a Sableye, then I would be quite disappointed. They just need 2 damage counters, right? 2 damage counters to kill it with Crazy Claws. So they need a Zigzagoon, a Scoop Up Net, a Sableye, a Raihan. Raihan to get them the extra energy. They need a switch. Oh, they don't need to switch. It's a free energy retreat. So Castform can retreat for free. It's basically the 𝓿𝓵𝓾𝓭 equivalent for a Sableye V deck. So they need those exact 4, the specific 4 copies of cards: Sableye V, Raihan, Zigzagoon, Scoop Up Net. Because Raihan actually gets you an energy. If you do a Raihan, you can search for an energy and you can do Crazy Claws for 120 damage, 130, plus 2 damage counters is enough to kill the Ludicolo. But they're stuck after that though. After that, they have no cards in their hand. They got a Quick Ball. What are they gonna get? They got a Hoopa, okay. Assault Gate for 90 damage, not quite enough. Castform, very interesting card. They're playing the Snowy form Castform with Frost Typhoon. There should be more Castforms. Like, there are so many different weathers. There's sunny, rainy, snowy. There should be like desert Castform or something. And tropical Castform, I don't know. I don't think there's a tropical weather. It's just rainy, I suppose. But I mean, there should be, I don't know. There should be definitely new forms of the old Pokemons, right? Like Sword and Shield, you would think they would make a new form for Aegislash, because it's actually a Sword and a Shield Pokemon. They should actually make a a Zacian Aegislash fusion or something, and a Zamazenta with Aegislash. That would be pretty cool. I've seen a few arts of people only not very many. I think only one person made a Zacian IG/ art, and one other person created a fan art for Zamazenta and IG/, but no one else did it. It's very rare to see those smart people putting pieces, different bits together and making a new original masterpiece. Because IG/ for Sword and Shield makes complete sense. It's gonna be so groundbreaking. So we killed off the Hoopa. And also Sun and Moon with your Lunala, sorry, not Lunala, what is it called? Lunatone and Soul Rock should have a form for Sun and Moon, like Lunatone Soul Rock. Come on, that's like so obvious. So anyways, we won against Sableye and Weezing. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life.